Oh, Mario, the most iconic video game character of all time. There is maybe only a handful of people that I know that do not know who Mario is. And who wouldn't? His games have been around creating memories since 1985 with Super Mario Bros. This game is the poster child for classic games, and I've enjoyed this game ever since it came out on the Super Nintendo. That's the version of the game that I will be focusing on in this review. Now, I know there are other and better Mario games that have come out since Mario made his debut with this game in 1985, but does this game stack up to the classic Mario games of the same generation? Does this game hold its own to new Mario games today? Let's find out on my Mario Marathon and Super Mario Bros. The history for the Super Nintendo version is very sparse. There's no real information to show the history of the Super Mario All-Star ports of these games. Nintendo wanted to update the older games with enhanced graphics and sounds, and that's about it for the history of the Super Nintendo version. So instead, I will go into the history of the NES version instead. After all, without this game's history, we would not have the type of gaming we have today, or have gaming at all. The history for Super Mario Bros. On the NES came to be as a spiritual successor to the widely successful and critically acclaimed Mario Bros. Arcade game in 1983. The game was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto and Takahashi Tezuka. They came up with the concept of a new platformer for the NES, with the same platforming heroes on the Mario Bros. Arcade game. While also fully aware of the video game crash of 1983 that just commenced, came a huge risk of coming out with not only a new console but a new game in general. But after a couple of short years, the game was made and completely saved the gaming industry, selling for around 43 million copies, which until the game Wii Sports came out in 2006 was the highest selling video game of all time. The gameplay for Super Mario Bros. Is a very simple concept. When the game boots up, you select the two game options, either a one-player game or a two-player game if you have a friend to play with. But since I have no friends, I'll be taking this game on by my lonesome.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
After selecting the one-player or two-player game, the adventure officially begins. Your goal is very simple. You go through the levels jumping on enemies and jumping from platform to platform, then getting to the end of the level by jumping to the flagpole. Not only does this game have great level design, but it also offers a variety of levels that are unique in design. There are underground levels that are more of an easy challenge because you can walk on ceilings like I am doing here. There are also water levels which I really enjoy because they have a real sense of slowing down and taking it easy without breaking the pace of the game's fluid style. The last levels are my least favorite levels. These levels are the castle levels. These levels are the most frustrating and challenging levels in the game. I cannot tell you the amount of lives I spent clearing out some of the castles at the end of the game. And at the end of the castles, you have the greatest tease in all of gaming. Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. No, thank you, Toad, for wasting everyone's time. After getting through World 8-4, then you are rewarded by finally beating a game and saving Princess Peach. The control in this game is very tight and simple to pick up. You move to the right while simultaneously holding Y to run faster and B to jump. You occasionally hit left to center out your jumps on the platform. You also have a few power-ups to help you on your journey. First, the most famous power-up, the mushroom. The mushroom makes Mario grow bigger and acts like a second hit, so that you don't die from one hit, because if you touch an enemy, small Mario dies. The second power-up is the fire flower. Not only does this add an extra hit, but you can now defeat enemies by throwing fire at them. The final power-up is the power star. This gives Mario temporary invincibility for around 5 or 6 seconds. This allows the player to really rack up enemy kills because you don't have to worry about taking a hit. The enemies in this game are very standard. You have Goombas, which moves left or right, and Mario can kill them with a simple jump. The Koopas are a bit more complex, only because if you jump on them, you'll have to deal with the shell, which in tight situations can become really havoc. The next enemy is the Bullet Bill. Although they are in very few levels in Super Mario Bros., they are really hard to time on certain jumps, but they can really be useful to boost jumps in bottomless pits. The next enemy in the game is the Bloopers. They are my least favorite enemy in the game, only because in the water levels they can home in on you and do not have a set pattern, which can lead to frustrating deaths. The final enemy in the game is the Hammer Bros, a much hated character in the Super Mario Bros. Game, but I feel like they are much easier than the Bloopers because you can time them out much easier. The graphics in this game are really great looking. I love how the environments and sprites look. Everything in this game is bright and colorful and also very distinguishable. I would say this is an enhancement over the original Mario Bros. Game on the NES. I could go into the bosses of this game, but there's only one boss in this game, and that's Bowser. Bowser's actually pretty easy. You just wait for him to jump up into the air and run underneath him, and then you just hit the axe, which causes a bridge to destroy, and then he dies in the lava. You can also defeat him with fire flowers, but I've never been that good at the game to actually beat him with fire flowers. The final thing I wanted to touch on as far as gameplay is the difficulty. Although Super Mario Bros. Is a pretty decently easy game, the difficulty in the final levels can really throw you for a loop. I cannot count how many times I died in the last two worlds of the game. Bowser throws everything in the kitchen sink to make sure that you do not save Princess Peach, but luckily I used the 1-up trick in World 3 to really help me out. Yup, I cheated. Sue me. Also, you can collect coins and 1-ups to help you on your way, but with the 1-up trick, you should be just fine. The story is really not at all existent in this game. You play as Mario and you have to hop, skip, and jump through Mushroom Kingdom, then get through all 32 levels and save Princess Peach to save Mushroom Kingdom. You have to save the people along the way, but your mission is clear from World 1-1 to World 8-4. Save Princess Peach from Bowser and score a date with the princess. All in a day's work, Mario. The characters of this game are really kinda dull. Mario is just out to save Princess Peach. Bowser acts like a brick wall of sorts. And the only real character in this game with personality is Princess Peach. She seems kinda like a dunce blonde in my opinion. So what happened? A big turtle with spikes said, "Let's go to the movies," and she said yes? I mean seriously, what happened there? How in the world did you get kidnapped by Bowser, Peach? I really enjoyed the soundtrack in this game. It's not my favorite gaming soundtrack of all time, but man, when you put the game's soundtrack on the Super Nintendo, everything is so much better. The underground theme, the water theme, heck, even the castle theme, which I really don't like that much, is great. The best track of all is that world-famous Overworld theme. No theme will ever be more catchable or more rememberable in my eyes. The sound is really great in this game as well. Super Mario Bros. Makes a sound that is really out of a cartoon, but is not really overbearing, and when you jump on a Goomba or a Koopa, the sound is so satisfying. The sound in this game is very good for the time and holds up with other Mario games in that era. The pros really outweigh the cons for this review. I love the music and the sound as well as the gameplay. It's both simple but really works well, and I enjoy the simplicity of this game. The cons in this game is really only one, and it really affects the overall score of this game as a result. It's the difficulty. I hardly ever judge a game by its difficulty, but towards the end of the game, it's too hard for me to call it a perfect game. I know that's nitpicky, but come on, you really can make a game easier without having to make it too easy. The game requires a great amount of memorization, and that ruins the fun for me. Super Mario Bros. Is a great game in its own right. I could see why most lists of top 100 games have this game on its list. The game is a very simplistic masterpiece that I know that every generation of gamers will come to enjoy. I give this game a 9.0 out of 10. I could not give it a perfect score only because of the difficulty. Well, that's it folks. We saved Princess Peach and defeated King Bowser. We also conquered 32 levels along the way and also saved Mushroom Kingdom. I'd say Mario has earned a well-deserved rest.
1990.
What's this?
Dear Dallin, you may have won this round, but you've not seen the last of the extraordinary King Bowser. But I'll be back, mark my word. Until then, keep that D-pad smoking. With no love, Bowser. P.S. I kidnapped Princess Peach again. Beat me in lost levels if you want her back.
Well, that didn't last long. Mario, wake up! Your girlfriend's been kidnapped again! Whoa, that was fast. Thanks for watching. Oh, Mario! Oh, I better go help Mario. Mario, you okay? He's not okay.
Dum, 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 dum.